Hey there, battle buddies and healthy heroes. My name is Susie, just an enthusiastic nerd bringing you LARP and fitness content. Today, I would like to share with you a video from Alliance LARP New Hampshire's Cinderfel campaign. This is point of view footage, my first time ever using my own equipment of a GoPro and a harness. Some of the angles aren't perfect for the combat. I apologize. I'm going to make adjustments and learn as I go. What I think is really well done for this fight in particular is the blend of story and immersion and roleplay effects with the combat and athleticism of the sport of LARP. LARP isn't just battles. LARP is also storytelling. So pay attention to when you hear the physical descriptions or the roleplay effects of this enemy we're facing, this force called the Absence. This video might also be helpful for people who are interested in LARP or new to LARP to sort of see how it can play as if it's this tabletop role-playing game, but then once it's time to do the action, you dive right in and do it yourself. You'll hear those descriptions. Some holds are called to clarify some mechanics or to give the context of the story. So please enjoy this combat and story footage from Cinderfel's campaign at Alliance LARP New Hampshire.
I did it again shortly after, and it was still
Oh.
It pushed most of it out, but he's still infected.
He's infected by the absence in his brain.
Yes, Trojan Woo.
Guess what?
Please recognize him into your circle of power.
Is that a good idea?
Who? You'll be safe there from anything that unless it can...
The thing walked through walls. I don't know if it walks through circles.
Yeah. So you may be better served by just being mobile and running.
Okay.
So which direction which is the opposite way of the way you came? You came that way, so run that way.
Okay, I will keep going further away from the barracks. I can head towards the Costas Forest.
I don't know if I would want a mental infestation to go into a forest that's powered by mental weirdness.
Yeah.
Don't go inside of it.
Yeah, don't go into a Costas Forest.
Okay, is there a place that I can come back for?
The safest...
Yeah, that's the dude. It's the dude's home, right? Well, he's contagious. I don't want to put him in a room.
Oh gosh! I don't know if he's contagious.
The absent. He might be contagious. He's got an absence infestation in his brain.
Which is why the circle right there may be safer than any building.
Something that they discovered in the ley lines like a year ago.
Okay. That was my first. I am Caldarian.
Let's go.
You got it, Brian?
Yeah.
No, I get it now. I get it now. I just didn't know that was what it was called.
You're not calling it...
This is not my hunt right now. And now we're getting into the battle. Gotta sniff around. Always something I do as a cheetahkin to increase my immersion is pretend like I can smell things, like a cheetahkin would be able to. And if there is a marshal nearby, I often ask if there are any strange scents, and then plot team can give me some responses. Do we see swirling nothingness, basically?
Yes, it is all black absence, as if the space around it is being pushed away. It hurts your eyes to look directly.
Okay, thank you.
No offense.
It's gonna like push my eyes out of my brain.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Brian gives us a cool physical description and roleplay effect. So for a lot of this, I'm not looking directly at my enemies. I hear that they're not being affected by normal weapons. And so I put my claw away and pull out my silvered sword.
Miss.
I dodge out of the way of a packet. There's a lot of environmental effects being thrown around too. Marshall's wearing a white headband, throwing packets, represent the hazards of the environment.
You said elemental? Flame bolt 30. Got it.
Brian, everything is that to look at?
Yes.
All the NPCs are that
All
weirdness?
the NPCs are that to look at.
Okay, thank you.
Anywhere where you see the absence is that to look at at all times for perpetuity.
Okay.
My body. My body.
The carrier they're using is body, which means it goes straight through your armor, and you'll see how often people need healing when they can't live in their armor.
Elemental shackle?
Because of all the body carriers and packets, I'm staying farther in the back and letting the shields stay up front. I'm looking for a way to be a little more effective, but it is definitely a hallway fight. We're pushing into this new area close to the barracks where absence has been oozing around and affecting the area.
Elemental shackle. Elemental shackle. Elemental pin. Yeah, I don't get to participate.
I think that was a 10 body, Flora.
Enemies
A packet hit you
being
from the absence.
immune to normal attacks is fairly prohibitive for players. You need to find either an enhanced blade or have a
It's
silver
1 minute.
blade or have use your own spell.
You're right.
14 magic. Elemental shackle. Got it. 14 magic. 14 magic. 14 magic. Shackle. 15 silver.
Miss.
10 silver.
I get up into the front here and I do a serious amount of packet dodging with some deep squats.
That hit me. Elemental shield.
I vote for flame bolt 20.
You have another elemental shield? Elemental shields? Miss.
I do my best to
Elemental
get a
shields, you want one?
protective spell on me so I can be more helpful up in the front line.
Riddick, it's down. Riddick, it's down. What was this packet? 10 body? Elemental 10 body. Got it.
Roleplay effect of taking a hit directly through my armor. Gotta act like it hurts a little more.
You have a silver weapon? They're taking silver.
I have, but I fight today. I don't.
Okay. So the characters are trying to figure out how we can be effective against this force that's immune to normal.
So what are we doing? We're clearly pushing through absence to barracks.
We're investigating.
We're investigating the barracks. You can't make my claws magic, can you?
She can.
Yes? Please do.
Nikuja has been wanting to use her claws more lately because there's actually a lot of
I'm not gonna be
personal
doing that.
plot involving her very fancy sword Gold Claw.
It'll work. Protect you with a magic blade.
Except 10 magic, 10 magic.
We may or may not have some videos for that at a later date.
10 magic, 10 magic, 10 magic. Got it.
But for now, she's using both of her claws.
10 magic, 10 magic, 10 magic. 10 magic. 10 magic, 10 magic, 10 magic, 10 magic. Got it.
I find with the way that this absence is throwing packets and using shields, staying low and doing leg shots, like sort of keeping in a deep squat, especially as a short person, it's a pretty evasive way for me to get in there and be a little bit more helpful in this high-risk battle.
Oh gosh.
Thank you for finding my sword. I didn't even realize.
Joshua, this doesn't look like the path that we came down before. Are we supposed to be examining where Murdoch is?
Yeah. No, we got
So these are in-game questions for me right now. The players don't have
Now you see
a
this?
solid plan for what we're going to do about this evil force oozing around. So even though we have to fight for survival and push this stuff back, we still have to communicate player to player, character to character, about what our objective is, what we're learning.
It's not a strike. 10 magic. 10 magic, 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 10 magic. Too much or okay? If I got an opening? Okay, check it.
That was an out-of-game clarification, a quick question to make sure
Where's that coming from?
that my
Man, this is
flurries were
uncomfortable.
not
It's like
too
my
much
brain
or
is
too
caving
overwhelming.
in. Yep, let's move down the line.
Done.
Probably the pop of reality as absence squishes it into nothingness.
So out of game,
Do we have everyone?
that's the noise of hunters
We're moving.
in the woods. But you can always find those moments to add to immersion, to add to the story, to throw in some sort of in-game reason or hand wave it in some way that adds
Behind?
to what's going on, to what's relevant in the story, which is what I try to do.
20 magic, 20 magic, 20 magic, 10 magic.
Some more absence comes from the back there. I made an aggressive sprint in as soon as its back was towards me, and I did a significant amount of damage, but swinging body on me hurt me enough.
Who is healing?
I had to
Does anybody have healing?
back away and get myself fixed here.
How many body you done?
45.
think I was about 5 points away from dead right there.
Activate spell 20 healing.
So now, Brandy in the white headband throwing the environmental hazards, we can't see her in-game. The white headband means that she's not actually there. So these hazards are just flying from anywhere. We can't predict it. We can't know what's happening. It's just the bad vibes are in the air because of all the absence.
Dodge. The call for that is dodge.
And for 1 second there, I considered taking that berserk effect
Sure got
because
me.
it's really fun roleplay. And then I made the player choice. It would not be helpful for the town or for the fight. And so I used the in-game skill dodge, not needing to take that. Dodge is a smart defensive,
We have no objective
so I can
button
decide
right
whether or
now,
not I want to
which
use
is
it.
a little flustering. That is the building that Murdoch was in with Dr. Beck. That is the building, okay? Our nerd's gonna go check out the building. You need some defense in front of it.
Some more in-game coordinating character
Yeah,
to
so I'm
character.
thinking
Mikujo's definitely been a little more vocal lately, sort of stepping into a role. I don't necessarily want to call her a leader, but she's just gotten confident in her bossiness. In her own homeland, she is now more of a leader. She's a lady of an island just through marriage, and that has sort of pushed her into this position of taking charge. And so all of her impatience and her antsiness with her newfound authority has turned into this sort of bossy coordinator role in some ways.
Did both of those hit me? Can I evade? Because it's elemental. No, can you evade elemental 10 body? No. All right, no. Okay.
A couple out-of-game questions
Chojin
for
Wu.
quick rules clarification.
Can I have some more healing?
Yeah, it's how many body you
And
got?
I back away as soon as I need to. Survival is her priority.
Activate spell 20 healing.
Okay, thanks.
What was that?
Web.
Cloak. I don't like you.
Sniffing around again. Staying in character to learn more about the story, even as we are fighting.
Do we see you? Brian,
So it was an out-of-game clarification
are we going to have a tighter defense around him?
about the NPCs approaching, and then an in-game coordinating with my
Murdoch's
ally.
here. Do we see? There's a hold over there.
Here's a physical description.
If any of you have met Murdoch before, you recognize Murdoch, with the exception that he is about 5 times as large as normal because his body parts, while still connected to each other, appear to have been separated so that, like, there may be a strand connecting from, like, going along the arm here from the arm to the body, but in between the body and the arm is the absence.
Yeah, internal
And
absence.
that's all over the place of his body in various undulating pieces as the absence expands and collapses with his body.
It's pretty common at a LARP to have holds for descriptions of this nature when there's just phenomenally weird and crazy effects that can't really be repped properly. You'll have a hold for a description.
Elemental slow.
Dodge.
Elemental slow.
Miss.
Elemental slow.
Dodge.
Brian's trying to hit me with some packets there to affect me with a slow.
10 magic.
Physically dodge them. Also used a skill to dodge them. Don't like being slowed down.
Which?
I started to call. I couldn't call.
Oh, okay. But all those 10s landed.
Yes.
Chojin Wu.
Yeah, tell me body down.
45.
Somebody.
Repelled by voice.
Turn on the healing, turn on the healing, turn on the healing.
Accept.
She sees it back.
20 magic, 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 20 magic. Okay.
She thought she saw a back, but he was out of game, turns out. He just put his hand on his head to clarify that he was not actually there.
Yeah, it hurts to look at him. My brain's collapsing.
I got really confused.
This is not comfortable.
On the way on, you see Azareth's very strong hit. Connect with him, and he goes down.
It was the same time as I hit.
For purposes of a visual, the absence between his parts
is no longer pushing them out and they fall. As they are falling, they are coming back together to form his normal body, but he is on the ground.
Oh, phew.
In a similar fashion,
Anyone who is on the plot team or is a marshal has the authority to give these descriptions.
Space around them sort of pushes into where they were.
It's really a collaborative effort. So instead of having like one dungeon master, there's a whole staff, a plot team, and they work together to tell these stories and to give the context for the immersion of this LARP.
Closes in back together, forming a seamless line where you can't even tell that there was a gap.
Cool. But the stuff that was squished and gone, like the camp, like that's all still gone?
That is all still gone.
Okay. So the stuff that's gone is gone. The stuff that was pushed away is back.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Lay on.
Oh.
Hold on. No. Don't touch everything. Drop. Contagious. Look around.
My head feels better a little bit.
Now that Murdoch, who was just overflowing with an infection of absence, has been defeated,
There are no cracks on his face.
we get some more descriptions about what happens in the atmosphere, we do a little more exploring, and we learn what we can learn about the situation, with marshals and plot staff on hand. Sometimes staff do NPC roles while they are marshalling, and sometimes if you have enough NPCs, you can have someone who's just a dedicated marshal. Jeremy in this case was a plot writer and dedicated marshal, and Brian in this case was a plot writer and one of the NPC monsters to participate in the combat.
Is this a human-looking corpse now?
Yes.
There's no crack. It's just...
Can somebody stabilize him? Have we done that?
He's permanently dead.
Oh, it's a permanently dead body.
Don't touch him unless you're...
Yeah, nope, I am out.
And there you have it.
That was a pretty conclusive investigation, I'd say. That issue was dealt with directly and swiftly. Which I'm thankful for, because this was not my hunt. It's not what I was here for.